Hello, everybody. Good afternoon here on Wednesday. It's almost evening. Some of us want it to be evening. Some of us want it to be earlier in the day. I have my man, the superstar, David Wyatt, owner of Even Flow Services, and now Gutter Summit speaker. I guess it's been a while. We've already announced it. Hey, man, thank you so much for joining me again.
Hey, Grant, thanks for having me on, buddy. I appreciate it, and just blessed and honored to have the opportunity to share some knowledge and some experience at the Gutter Summit. And I've got notebooks and sticky notes and everything for all your speakers you got lined up. You've got a star-studded event lined up, and I'm just busting at the seams to get down there. I know we got 42 days, but man, it's gonna be some epic event.
It's going to be so good. Now, I just want to mention to everyone, David is giving away two tickets. Every speaker gets to give away a couple tickets. He's got general admission tickets valued at $997. So he's going to give away basically $2,000 in Gutter Summit tickets today. Today you will have them. All you have to do is book your hotel. You get your Gutter Summit tickets. What we'll do is we'll play it like this. You can start commenting during this live while we're talking, capital letters, David, and you can have up to 1 hour after the live. So
Yeah.
basically, I'll just call it like this: 5:30 Eastern Standard Time is when we'll shut the commenting off. So let's get to it. David, have you spoke before at a major event like this?
Oh no, this is the first time, so I'm excited to share, and I'm glad it's something right up my wheelhouse. As you guys have some speakers that are covering topics that I wouldn't want to handle, but I definitely want to listen in and learn in. So yeah, so gutter cleaning and repairs and having that residual income is kind of right up my wheelhouse, and so yeah, I'm excited.
I think it's going to be really good. What's been really fascinating for me, David, and the reason that I brought up to the team that I thought that we should have you come and speak is because I, I don't know if the right word is fan. People tell me all the time, "Oh, I'm a fan of yours, Grant." Some people are just say, "I like what you do. I like the information." I'm a fan of yours, David. Like I've been following you. I've watched you create your own path through education and perseverance and grit, and it's been really awesome to watch you just evolve. I'm not like just evolve. And I look forward to when I go to your page, I know that I'm getting value every day, including today. You don't really miss a beat, and you gave us value. I think you talked about pitch hoppers today. Was that today, right?
Yeah, yeah, totally. Yep. With the Christmas light season coming around, and we use them for some gutter cleaning applications, but yeah, always got to have some good safety tools. So it's good to kind of share that, and those come in really handy. Those pitch hoppers for sure.
Would you just expound on that a little bit for gutter guys? Us gutter guys like to walk the roof either bent over, pulling drip, or sideways, ripping up all of our pants. You know about that.
Yeah.
Or
Yep.
some guys can sit Indian style at the edge and lean all the way over. But the pitch hopper, and I've used it before, is something that really should be purchased by many, many more owners and given to their crews. Could you tell us a little bit about why you love that product so much and how it like serves you for the
Yeah.
couple dollars you spend on them?
Oh, sure. Like you're saying, they're 120 bucks or so, and you and I are old school, so we used to have the old couch cushion. So this is a much better version than the old couch cushion because number one, it has
Yeah, yeah.
two different pitches to it, so you can kind of turn it. One's a 12-12, and I can't remember what the other one is. So we like to have two. You can have one, actually have your tools on, have some gutter guard laying there, a drill, what have you. And so they're nice. They're lightweight. They're styrofoam, but they're super solid styrofoam, and we use them a lot for installing guards around like funky angles where you kind of have to get a foot up and get up in there. And we use that goat steep assist tool as well. But yeah, those pitch hoppers are really
Yeah.
nice, and they're you want to use those with your Ridge Pro and all the other harness stuff for certain applications, but for gutter cleaning, they come in really handy in a pinch and can really keep you from slipping and sliding around, and we love them.
I agree. Fabulous. Safety is really important to getting the check more than once, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. You want to live to for the next day. Yep, yep. You don't want to cut
Next
10 minutes,
day.
cut 10 minutes on safety and have you or your guy falls. That's not what you want. But yeah, so we love those pitch hoppers, and now they have them in in different colors like yellow and white. And the funny story, our first
Oh,
year using them, yeah, because they're kind of they blend in with the roof, as you know, the original ones. And so we left a light job, and guy called back. I think one of your things is up there, and so it just blended in with the roof. We left it right on the roof on a
yeah,
story, and so
yeah,
now they
very
come in
true.
like this pink and yellow and stuff, so you don't leave them up on the roof. But it's a great tool to have. Absolutely great.
Okay, just same kind of topic, but
Yeah.
just for the master at it. What's the newest trend you're seeing in like your type of service? The you're not putting out you're not pumping out gutter footage. You're
No.
doing a tremendous amount of gutter cleaning and lights and services. What is like the newest trend you're seeing on anything, whether it's safety or trucks or ladders or just a particular part or a new blower? Like, what are you seeing everybody leaning towards these days?
Well, kind of, a lot of guys are leaning more towards trying to schedule folks out more than just once a year or twice a year. Like we're trying to push it for like a quarterly type of thing, even like a
Mm,
three, like hey, three times a year is kind of the preferred, option that customers are choosing, kind of going that method
yeah,
as opposed to once or twice a year, and then maybe giving a discount. So that's been kind of a thing. A lot of guys like to do like some kind of subscription program. We're not quite there yet, but just having folks on more than once or twice a year is what we've been really pushing. And we don't really have a huge pushback with our existing customers. A little pushback is like, why do I want to, have you more and more? But new customers, we're really trying to do that option. Donovan Questenberry, some other guys were doing it in person. Like, why
hmm
would somebody like to do that? But if you're out there every 3-4 months, it gives people peace of mind. They're not going to have their gutters overflowing. It's cheaper than having $6,000 basement, to be fixed, or foundation
yes,
repair, fascia rot, or having you and the gutter brothers come out to hang new gutter because everything's rotten. So that's kind
of
of what
course.
we've been in that regard. And in regard to like the Facebook groups and stuff, I think, I mean, you're kind of leader in this. Guys are really starting to be more professional with, even in the gutter cleaning industry, not just Bucket and Bob. And guys are going to conferences. They're going to Gutter Summit. They're trying to improve. They're getting coaches. They're getting quality CRMs.
Yeah.
They're really up in their game. Like it's not just a notebook and a sticky note and off we go in our truck. I mean, these guys are really stepping up their game, and so it's good to see. I've had a lot of guys help me, and I've been able to share different CRMs and softwares that can help other folks be more efficient, be more profitable, and just make the customers happy at the end of the day. So I think a lot of guys are really getting on board with the training and the quality software and CRMs, and up in their game in that regard for sure.
What do you think the two benefits are of doing that? There's definitely two upsides, right? What are your two big ones of? And I just mean not when I said of that. Just you kind of just said that everybody's just doing things better. They're serving their customers a little better. They're giving them a new option, right? To instead of just having that once in the spring or once in the fall, that maybe we should take a little bit better care of your gutter system year round, right? Making sure, right, for any bird's nests or any accumulate leaves that have accumulated or something. So better customer service as well
Yeah.
as just like knowing your numbers a little bit better too. Like you said, the
Oh yeah.
CRMs and the scheduling side. What are the
Yeah.
big upsides of doing that, do you think? And is there any negatives?
I don't think so. Since we really got on board and got started getting our numbers dialed in, getting systems in place, and having your guys, chip in on building these SOPs, I think that's huge. When your technicians or your office managers involved in that, they have buy-in. I think that's been really huge. Our culture's gotten so much better with that. Just having some basic CRMs in place makes things more efficient. Me just having quality equipment, ladders that are really good, or having the pitch hoppers, or having extension poles or bags, or just having blowers, having everything ready to go, and just having that CRM to make it so neat and tidy. So if there's an issue, Mark can let Lisa know, hey, we need a 30-foot ladder next time, or customer didn't leave the gate code, or so it's just being more efficient, and then providing that better experience for the customer because they know, you have, like with our CRM, our jobber, we have automated text message that lets folks know we're on our way, and the night before lets them know, we're going to be out. And they're like, I really like that, automated feature, that you guys have. So we've gotten a lot of that. So it just makes it more efficient and just a better experience for us and for our customer all the way around. So it's in, it's kind of in a big nutshell. It's kind of
Yeah,
It's
I
one of the
completely
things that's
agree.
really been huge for us.
I think that's probably huge in any home service industry or business in general, right? Is just to, depending on what your vision is, right, David? Some people
Yeah,
have a really small vision, and that's beautiful too, right? Like it really is. If your plan is just to have a gutter cleaning business with your grandson or your son and just make a few extra bucks, like man, that's a beautiful vision. And
yeah.
I think what changes, right, is when you start to get a couple employees and you have that payroll check and that liability payment, and then you start to realize maybe that there's not so much left for you if you decide to step off of the truck.
Yeah.
Okay, how can I, and people hear us all the time talking about
Yeah.
scaling, right? We want to definitely
You're hitting a
mention that
sensitive area
scaling.
there. Yeah.
What's that? Hitting a sensitive area
Like,
when we say scaling?
That's a real sensitive area, but it's real, like you're saying. So yeah, I mean, being able to step
Yeah,
off that, it's not an easy thing to do.
it's very hard to do when it's just in your mind, right? When it's
Yeah.
like, man,
Yeah.
how will I ever do this? So we love and support the small business, the big business, the medium business. We just have some education through experience, right? I think that's what separates me and some of my partners is just education through experience. And this stuff can be self-taught too. That's really nice. But why not like get a boost along on your journey since we only have so
Yeah.
many years we want to work and create, you know, good top end revenues fun, but that net is sure important, right? And so these
Oh yeah.
systems and these processes really help that.
Yeah. Yeah. You
There's a
can
lot
talk
of
all.
people, David, you know, that turn a lot of dollars. They just turn dollars,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
that wheel
Yeah.
never gets to stop. They don't get to grab any off of it. What were you gonna say?
No, I say to your point, a lot of guys get on the groups or they'll talk about, oh, the revenue was this and that, and then when they had 7% profit, you know what I mean? So that's what it comes down to. Your point in getting off that truck, you do lose a little bit, but that uh, being able to build the business up from the big picture, work on your systems, work with your office manager, work on I'm doing a lot more sales and marketing stuff now, and so it's scary, but this whole journey's scary. If it's gonna
Yeah,
you got to have some thick skin to do this entrepreneurial journey. And like you said, but it's nice also to know I'm going away on vacation for a week. I've got a team in place. I had a meeting today. I know everything's going to go. In the worst case scenario, it's not going to ruin my whole vacation. And so we've
yep,
got some backup plans in place. That's a beautiful thing to know. Come back and know that you've supported these guys, their family, their financially, like you're saying, payroll, and then you're also on vacation, having a good time with your family with time freedom. So if I was sole operator like I did for so long, I wouldn't be able to do that. I'd have to shut it all down and not make
hmm
any money during that time off. And so it's a beautiful thing to build that team up, and that's what we have worked on for like about a year now, really getting that team built gradually. But
yeah, yeah.
I got good people in place now, so yeah, it's exciting stuff, Grant. So anyway,
I think there's two things I'd like to comment on that. One, I was just talking a little bit about the scaling. People hear me say all the time, maybe you should scale. But to preface that, like, I don't just think everyone should scale. Like, I have to have a personal conversation with you and hear what your vision is to
yeah,
say it might be time, right? So it's no, everybody doesn't need to scale. People that want to have scaling as the solution to some other issues, we push into scaling. Number two,
yeah,
I think that's a perfect point that people can understand getting off of the truck. And I think the story of the vacation is one to be used. You've been on the, and I'm just saying you, but just in general, you've been on the truck for 10 years, 15 years, 20, 30 years, and you just can't let go. But that one time you have a nice little team, you got a couple guys or two men and a young man and a teenager, and you're like, okay, we're gonna try it. We're gonna go on vacation. What is the worst that can really happen? The same things that could happen when I'm here that I can't control immediately anyway. A
yeah,
ladder falls, you know, somebody gets hurt, a customer's unhappy. Like you can't fix any of those things usually within seconds anyway. Communication is key on all of them. Communication can still happen. You go off onto your week vacation, you come back, and in fact, probably none of those things happened. And you go, it really could work.
yeah,
Maybe it will happen. Let's try that again. I think I'll go on another vacation in 6 weeks. And there, lo and behold, you might think about scaling a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Remember, just because we talk about baking a cake, you don't have to eat the whole cake and end up with diabetes. You can bake a cake
Yeah.
and have a slice at a time, or you can make a smaller cake. You don't have to make this gigantic wedding cake on a Wednesday afternoon for you and your two children. You just have
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
piece. It's
Yeah.
the same as scaling. Yeah.
And I think you and I talked last time. A lot of guys would, this $1 million mark. I want to get to 1 million bucks, and I won't bring up guys, but guys in our industry that do really well got to the 1 million mark and were miserable. They had too many crews going on, or then they had too little work, and it just was like went back to around that 700,000 range, and that was their sweet spot. And they just that's where they liked it. I mean, sometimes we can get attracted to these big numbers, or I want 8 trucks, and like you're saying, you want to have a good conversation with like someone like you that's got a lot of field experience. It's kind of get down to why do you want to really do that? Because it might not be when you get there what you expect it to be. So
Just a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. I just kind of want to introduce myself. I think this is on, I don't know what channels my team put this on. Typically, we put it on to everything. It was my understanding that we really specifically wanted to try to reach kind of your home base, which is specifically gutter cleaning crews for two
yep,
reasons. You already have a great fan base, I believe, and an educational status that I wanted to accentuate by allowing you to talk to a lot of gutter guys that have
yeah,
machines to understand how important it is to learn from someone like you about reoccurring revenue and adding it in real time after the summit to their business. So that was how this benefits the summit. And then as well, reach out to your customer base and say, it's okay if you wanted to buy a gutter machine. You're already up there anyway. You already have cleaned out this gutter maybe for 3 years and haven't sold them guards. And all you need you don't have to turn into a full-fledged gutter business. But what if you just wanted to change out that 150-foot run and you were going to be there anyway? It wouldn't take a couple of those type of jobs to pay for your machine. I mean, more than a couple, but you could pay off your machine probably in 6 months if you chose to, and have that conversation. So that being said, just to introduce myself to maybe some of your following, who Grant is,
yeah,
this is my 28th year in the seamless gutter business. I've absolutely cleaned out millions of miles of gutters in that time too. And I definitely don't claim to be a gutter cleaning pro. There's a few ways to do it right and still leave the yard looking good and all that stuff. So when I speak on cleaning and gutters, I've been doing this a really long time, and I'm really excited about what I see in the gutter cleaning industry because you guys are starting to get united too. And I think that's really cool for everybody. And I'm really impressed by it. And for the past like 10 years, I've been watching these. So I have some friends that are like in Europe and Australia and like all around the country. And more so in other countries, like in Australia and in Europe, they use these gutter vac things. And I'll be really honest, like I'm really skeptical on 95% of them. Do I believe there's a couple Ferrari type machines that are out there? Absolutely. And man, I would have loved to have access. And if anybody wants to invite me to come show me how their gutter vac systems work or don't work, I will be obliged to get myself to you and take a course or learn more about that. But so my friends in other countries use them, and they use some brands, and they work really, really well. And I don't think it's a huge thing in the industry. Could you touch on that a little bit? What's your experience with them or not?
yeah. I don't think it would work here for us. I think it has to be a certain type of debris that works best with that.
Yeah,
Usually it has to be a wetter type of, let a real dry debris. It doesn't work pine cones, that sort of thing. I think for certain applications, it comes in handy. I have a couple guys that have 285-star reviews, and that's kind of their main tool, but they still have ladders. You still have to check the downspouts. So I think it's a good tool. Like you're saying, in Europe, and Scotland, Ireland, UK, they have issues, I think, where they can't use certain ladders unless they're emergency personnel. So I think it's kind of a
yeah,
requirement.
yeah,
Yep. And they're dealing with more
exactly.
moss out of like half round old metal gutter. So it's a
Correct,
different, you don't
correct.
have you don't have hangers every 20 inches to deal with. But not to bash any of the products. I think good tool. I know it's going to run you $6,000 to get one that's probably going to serve you. But then again, it allows you to maybe, like, I have a friend that's down in near Tennessee, and they have a lot of mountains and stuff. So you really almost have to have one of those because you have rock you put a ladder on. So he uses it down there. So certain applications here, we have so much tree cover. Gutters are so packed. I don't think it would work here. It would take a very long time. It would cut our cleaning. We're doing 12 a day. We probably 4, 5 maybe with that sort of system, because you have to dump the tank and a lot to it. But again, not to bash that. It would, if I hit that Powerball or running some millions, I think it would be good to have one or two. You have some spots where it would be nice not to have a 40-foot ladder doing all this, and nice to have gutters back there. So at the end, another improvement. So to your point, they should invite you out so you can check them out.
That'd be really cool. I think you're totally right. We see that the moss, and I'd be curious. I know that all around the world, all the homes don't have an asphalt grit based shingle, and I think our gutters that haven't been cleaned out for a long time in the States per se are building up like this just concrete base essentially at the bottom. And we know it's not that hard, but I mean that's the hardest stuff. I'd rather clean out muck and mud and pull out a tree with 8 foot of branches, because all that stuff comes. But when it's just 2.5 inches of shingle grit, I'm like, that's the worst. So just chop at it with the blower and hope it goes everywhere, including it goes up your nose and down your shirt and all that.
Yeah. Now you're talking about the negative side of gutter cleaning, Grant. Let's keep it all positive.
You're right. Sorry, it's not something I talk about every day. That's why, hey, we like to extrude nice, clean gutter here in Texas. We love bronze and black because it's only about 150 degrees when we pick it up.
My
very
goodness.
Cool.
Yeah,
hey,
man.
I want to throw it out there again, and I know it's the middle of the day. We're really excited. David is giving you away 2 free tickets. That's like $2,000 of value. We want you to go comment on the live if you're watching it now. We're going to give you an hour or so after the live. We're going to wrap up here shortly. Say David's name in capital letters, DAVID, here in the chat. We'll cut it off around 5:30. Somebody win these tickets. What that looks like: the Georgian Terrace, the 9th, 10th, and 11th in Atlanta, Georgia. Really easy to get to. Flights are super cheap. If you're local or local state and you want to drive in, we're going to have a blast. There's so much value. David is one of the speakers there. He's going to just absolutely bring the house down. David, I don't think you understand how many people have called me and said, you got David Wyatt to come talk? And this guy's super interested about learning the gutter cleaning side, because, not speaking for all, but a lot of gutter cleaning owners, seamless gutter company owners, as well as, I'll speak more for the installer side. If you're an installer and you're used to going and knocking out $3,500 in 4 to 8 hours as a percentage guy, and because your truck, and I say this, like, I know why that there's this weird stigma around it, because our trucks aren't set up to clean gutters. They're set up with a lot of tools to install gutters. So when I send my guys out to do a nice big clean out, hey, why don't you charge the customer $10,000? We're going to be here for a week cleaning out these gutters. And I'm like, me and David Wyatt would clean out these gutters in an hour and a half for $290 and be gone. And do you want to know what the keep on that $290 is? Everything but whatever David pays me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, they're like, oh, there's no way. And it's just they're not set up with the trash can or bags. And we try to do that. But what the gutter industry is figuring out, that you guys have figured out, that reoccurring revenue is really cool. It's really cool. If you get it figured out and scheduled well, you can make some good money on that reoccurring revenue. And the secret is, as a seamless gutter business, if you have some reoccurring revenue, like a lot of cleanouts, you're going to have a much better chance of actually selling your business as a business versus selling your full-time job off to somebody else for more than just whatever your assets are worth. David is going to be speaking on that. You're going to be able to come take questions with him. Hey, Zach Hunter just threw up. We got Zach. Very cool.
No.
So we're getting the ball rolling. Very cool.
Yeah, man.
Zach, best of luck on that, Zach. So we're rooting for you. Any comments on any of that to kind of wrap up here, David? I know you don't want to give away all your gold, but how you feeling just wrapping up the end of this year as a gentleman that I've watched, like I said, really excel? You took on coaching, mentoring, you've took on different programs. You've been to all the different conventions, and now you're trying a new one on and you're speaking, so you're constantly elevating. How you feeling wrapping the year up of growth for yourself personally because of the decisions you made around this time last year? I think you froze a little bit on us, maybe. Oh man, look at the ball. The ball is getting rolling. I'm gonna keep it going. There you are, David.
Yeah. Hey, David Moya. Nice. Very good.
David Moya said, and we got Adam Bermill trying to get some tickets. Here we go. I don't know. Did you hear my question?
I lost the internet went squirrely and I lost you, so I'm glad I got you back. So I didn't hear it.
Yeah. So all I was saying, with all of your choices that you made around this time last year to grow, to get some new education, to try something new, to add systems, to put out more signs, more darn knockers, brand yourself. How are you feeling wrapping up, as this year is getting ready to start coming to an end? How are you feeling about your decision to get serious and show up for yourself and your business?
It's been day and night. Like I was talking to my coach the other day. It's just where I was last year and where we are this year. And even my office manager made comments about my growth and what have you. So when you're in the grind, you don't really see the growth, but you take time for the little victories. But yeah, we are night and day from where we were last year, Grant. I mean, it's almost embarrassing to tell you we didn't really know all our numbers. We didn't really have our charge rate figured out. But that's why you get coaching. It's why you go to seminars. It's why you have masterminds like you and Tim have. That's why you go to the Gutter Summit to listen to these folks speak and talk, to grow, to get better. And I love that part of it. Ways to improve either systems or processes or me a little bit each day. And so I think the guys like it, crew likes it. They're getting more Google reviews. They're getting more tips. We just went over 301 Google reviews for this little bitty gutter cleaning company. So we're jazzed up. It's like, so to your point, man, it's fun to be a sole proprietor, owner, operator, but you're going to get yourself burned out. You're going to have a heart attack at one point. So, and you only can make so much money too. So it's nice to build out a team. It's scary, like you said, but the goal was to get off that truck, especially now being 55 and one knee replaced, another one on the horizon. So I'm just excited for what this year has brought. I'm excited for the numbers. We purchased another gutter cleaning company 2 years ago. Now we're starting to really service those folks and all the benefits and get all the money from those folks. So that's been cool to be able to, send out an email blast and actually in 2 days build up some work that you didn't have otherwise, just to tap into your pipeline. And so I'm excited. So but it's about having quality people though. I mean, you can have every system going, but if your people suck, it doesn't matter. So it takes time to have really good people. So I'm just blessed in having good folks and they're bought in and, our culture is good. And so we're in a real good spot right now, but it's taken a long time and lots of people to help and listen to. And it's all, like you said, back to the original thing about that mindset. You got to shift that mindset. And John and other guys are going, I don't want to give it away. You got to go to the Gutter Summit. You got to get there, get your free ticket. If you don't get a ticket, go anyway. It's going to be worth every penny.
Buy one. Yeah.
They're going to blow you away no matter what. And the facility that you've got, Grant, oh my goodness. I don't want to give away too much. It's just,
it's going to be really cool. It's going to be really cool. Okay. Last question for you. Put you on the spot here. And,
all right.
Take a pause if you need. What are you most excited about? And I'm going to be asking, I'm doing my next rounds with the last of the speakers here. I'm going to ask everybody, what are you is there one person you're very excited to get to shake hands with, or what speaker have you been eyeballing going, that's the one that I need?
Yeah. Well, a couple guys I've heard, but Adam McChesney He's a really sharp guy, like Adam. Yep. Dave Carroll with Dope Marketing. I've heard him speak. Ryan, and you said one. I can't just limit it down. Ryan
That's
Fox.
all right. Yeah.
Ryan Fox, I heard him speak at a light thing, and man, he runs a tight ship. That dude, I could listen to him talk, and I want to go out and see his facility. So
Very
all
cool.
these guys, just fantastic.
Yeah.
I've been following Adam for a while, and just his marketing strategies and seeing his company grow, and just So you've got so many great speakers on there. I would just encourage everybody to listen to their podcast or just get on here and type David in capitals, get your ticket, and go, because it's going to be worth it, man. Yeah.
Hey, you guys, you got 1 hour. You know, I'm not the police about it. Here in about an hour, I'll end the commenting. We'll make a pick. We will find you and we'll make a post. So we'll find, if we're not friends, send me or David a friend request. Zach, Adam, anybody else that comments, or get in our DM. That way, because I had some winners last week, and it's like I couldn't even access them because I was a friend of a friend, and then it says I couldn't send you a friend anyway. So friend me and unfriend me if that's how you want to do it. But let's make sure we can get a hold of you for your ticket. But I'll make an announcement on these same channels just sometime in the morning. We'll spin the wheel and we'll let you know who won. Thank you so much, David. I want you guys to come out to see David get his socks blown off, because I've got something for him at the Gutter Summit that's going to change his life. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Later,
man.
everybody. David, be well.
Thanks, brother.
Bye.